Yo, what is going on, Dank fam? It's your boy Mike Diesel, and today is something special, something we've always been waiting on. So you guys know on the channel we are always down to try something new, and today is no exception because I have finally purchased myself a stretch motorcycle, people. One of my favorite bikes, of course. It had to be a 2019 Zx6r Ninja with a 6.5-inch stretch. Had a lot of work to put into it, just doing some maintenance and some TLC and whatnot. But the bike runs exceptionally well considering the price and its origin and everything else. But I figured I would do a test ride on my first stretch bike that I've ever owned, and basically do a little hooning on it, because this tire is not going to be the tire that's on it when it's sold to the next person. Yeah, you know what that means. But we'll go and break this bike down a little bit more as we test ride it, and we'll see what this stretch life is all about. Alright, I had to warm it up a little bit so we can get right to it. So I was going to tell you guys the price of this bike, but rather than tell you, I want to hear some guesses. 2019 Zx6r with 16,800 miles. Check it out, look at that. We're missing bolts for the mirrors, it looks like. What's a marketplace bike without some hidden issues like that? Alright, so we're gonna go on a little trip, just so you can't take turns on a stretch bike. Oh! Just destroyed my nuts on that bump. Alright, so she's got some launch to her. The main thing that still does not feel right on it, considering everything's pretty much stock on it besides the slip-on I popped on it and the stretch kit, is how the front end feels. The front end feels relatively mushy. Alright, so this is probably one of the coolest things with a stretch bike. So having the stretch on this bike, even though it's stock height and the front and the rear, makes the front feel kind of mushy. That's the main thing with stretch bikes that I do not really like. But if you lower this bike and stretch it, you're going to kill a lot of the capabilities on it, in my opinion. But having it stretched and keeping the stock height makes it somewhat doable as far as still hooning around and riding along with stock bike friends, if you will. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, so this thing, so for a 600, you guys are probably like, why would someone stretch out a 600? And the main answer would be, for a bike with this power being stock, it's just for looks. You're not really gaining any performance. Now, if you had this bike completely juiced to the max, you know, like all the performance mods you could do, I'm talking internal motor work, boring it out more, making it more than 636 cc's. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to these bikes to make it necessary. But yeah, as far as this being a stock bike with a horsepower, you don't really need to stretch a 600. It's not super popular in the stunt community, but a lot of the guys that do stretch out bikes, majority of them are OGs on like 1000s and stuff like that. You won't really see many stretch 600s throwing down as hard as a stock wheelbase 600 with a skilled rider on it. But I wanted to try this thing out before I took the wheelbase off, and I am happy to say that even though this bike's going to be sold, since it'll be stock wheelbase when I sell it, I'll be keeping the extension blocks for Becky White in case we do some full stunt bike stretch videos of some sort. Yeah, we're just gonna have some fun on it today. Kind of like want to drift it. Wow. So let's just stop for a second here. I gotta take a break. Gotta take a quick second to look here. Let's just get this down. Those dudes at Jamaica and the island bikers, they be killing it on the stretch bikes, drifting around in circles, doing the back to forth. And I think I finally figured it out. We're looking at a stock sprocket Zx6r and I am clutch bumping, dropping into drifts. I'm pretty freaking amazed right now. Obviously it's a stretch kit, but I've never had the chance to ride a stretch bike that I can drop and try to drift it to realize how easy it just was. I'm pretty amazed right now. All right, I'm about to get hit by this bike. Let's go ahead and watch out. Got Tony Prez out here. Yeah, this thing's sick. So this is what my bike would look like on a stock wheelbase. What do you guys think? Do you think that looks better? I think so, but the more you look at this, the more it grows on you.
I know, it was good.
If it was lowered, it's a deal breaker, but the stock height kind of makes you want one. Pretty sure Crazy Larry's would be easy on this thing. Find out. Excuse me, sir, could you spare some filming? That thing ripping smoke. Biker boys for life. She's still warmed up from the last time. Alright, so I straightened the bars out a little bit because when I was drifting, I had the bars so cut that I was pinching my hands in between the frame. And this is a stock frame, so I wasn't aware that it does that still, but apparently it does. So we've realized so far that this thing drifts with the ease even with stock gearing. I've never really drifted a stock wheelbase stock gearing bike, but being a stock gearing stretch bike, it's pretty amazing in my opinion. It'd be really cool to try out a stock wheelbase bike one day. But this bike also is stock in the sense it doesn't have a bunch of stump parts to weigh it down. So it's pretty close to the original weight, which is around 430 pounds. You add the stretch kit. This bike's about 450 pounds. And you can do this. No clutch. Just hold the front brake. Not bad. Like a Stretch 1000, I could see probably burning through the RPMs with no front brakes, but on these Stretch 600s, you need some front brakes to keep the RPMs going, or it just kind of dissipates itself power-wise. Alright, get some more drift practice in. Wow. Way better with the bars straightened out a little bit. You're not really crunched up. Feel more in control the whole time. Yeah, it's so hard to cut it left and right. You really got to commit. You got to have everything squared away. But man, this is pretty fun for a stretch bike. Found my way to have some fun. I'm waiting for a buddy to hold the camera and ride next to me so we can try the ultimate no-no on this thing. You know, a wheelie. Hey, we got Mo on the brand new Grom. A new color scheme goes pretty hard. Let's do some stealthy rollies. It's just nice to do a rolling burnout and you're not leaning your skinny ass forward the whole time. You can just sit in the seat like a fat boy. Yeah, buddy, she's not liking me. Welcome to 230 Marketplace Ninja. This tire smells dangerously old, so I'm glad we're burning it off. All right, so we're staggered position on the Stretch Ninja. A little something. I just don't know. I'm scared, man. Alright, it's starting to rain. Cool, cool. Wow, this is like easier to drift than my stunt geared bike. Now I see why everybody stretches their bikes. They're just drifting at bike night. Yes, sir. And the cool thing is when you fall out of it and you stand it back up, you can just drop the clutch and do another freaking roll and burn out away. It's impossible to not look cool on this thing. We're at bike night, man. It's freaking Wheelie Burnout Wednesday on your stretch bike. Get you some mother stretch bike launch. Dead stop. We're just gonna drop the clutch and see what happens. It's kind of like those drag racing videos where the guy pops the clutch and it just does a crazy backflip. I don't think that's gonna happen. And there you have it, people, the proper way to ride a stretched sport bike. So that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little marketplace gem that I found, and had some fun on it before we send it off to its new home. But we're gonna actually take care of it and make sure everything's solid on it. Pretty solid as it sits right now, but like I said, I just kind of slapped it together enough to make this video and have some fun with the stretch kit before we pull it off, put it back to stock wheelbase. Pretty impressed by how well this thing does. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys think I paid for this bike. If you guys are lucky enough to pick the right price, I'll send you out a prize or something like that, or pin your comment. Other than that, let me know if there's any bikes you want me to test ride in the future, and like always, keep it dank. Later!